Emily the Mystic Show listener. Welcome to your December super special holiday edition energy forecast. I cannot wait to dive in, as always, to the collective forecast for the month ahead. And I have a special assistant here with me. Her name is Cleo Rose Lewis, my kitty cat. Well, she was actually just here on my desk and happened to run away as soon as I hit record. But she will likely be making an appearance during this episode. So, highly, as always, recommend watching the video version of the Emily the Mystic Show podcast on my YouTube channel for special footage. Also, because I have a whole new series of channeled messages that I have been uploading to my channel usually twice a week. And I'm obsessed with this new channeled message series that I'm doing. It is like, you guys, this is the stuff that I love to do. I love doing channeled messages so freaking much. I get such a kick out of it. And it brings me so much joy to tune into the energy and to hear how it resonates with you. It just, I'm not surprised at this point because I've gotten so much feedback over the years that what I channel makes sense to you all, but still, it's fun. So head to the Emily the Mystic YouTube channel for more content there and more videos. Yay. So again, here we are. It's December. I am in some festive attire today. I had to, of course, look the part for the December energy forecast. My office is not yet decorated for the season. My house is not yet decorated for the season. I am not a quick switch up from Halloween to holidays girly. I am a decorate late AF and keep my decorations up late until mid-January kind of person. So I like to push the season out longer and enjoy it longer. That's just me. That's what I love to do. So I'm very much looking forward to that. Very much looking forward to the holidays because I feel like after this freaking year, you guys, that we've had, I feel like we could all use some holiday cheer. I feel like we could all use like a good holiday cocktail or mocktail. We could all use a good holiday party and to really celebrate how far you've come. Because I don't know about you, but I know for me, when I think back to January 2025, Emily, she literally had no idea. Had no idea what this year was going to be all about. Truly no idea. And it's funny because she had specific things on her list that she wanted to manifest. And the way in which those things have started to take shape and form, and some have manifested and some are on their way, was not at all the way that Emily the Mystic thought things were going to manifest for her in her life. But that's the magic of being human, You never know what life is going to throw your way. You never know what curveballs are going to be thrown your way. I mean, was November a curveball or what? I mean, I listened back to the November energy forecast and boy, was it spot on accurate, even just for things going on in the world. Like, I literally cannot believe that the theme was revelations and all of this stuff came out with the Epstein files. Like, are you kidding me? Like, my ears ringing. The guys are like, yeah, of course. Like, yes. I tend to not really pay attention to what's going on in the world. I mean, too many things to juggle. So that's just not one of my fortes. But when the energy forecasts line up with world events, it always just kind of blows my mind. So that's where we're at. I mean, I know from what I've been hearing from all of you on my Instagram and my YouTube channel that November and Mercury retrograde were a doozy for you. We're still in the midst of Mercury retrograde as I'm filming this. Thankfully, this will come out after Mercury retrograde wraps up in December week 1. But I know that it brought up some pretty painful lessons and some discomfort and some really necessary hard shocks to the system, some changes that you needed to implement, hard conversations, just all kinds of things that were needed for a massive reset. Things that sort of needed to change or shift were reached. And Maybe that was done in, hopefully for you, was a bit of a smooth way. Maybe that was done in a bit of an uncomfortable way. Maybe it was confronting for you. I hope that you have managed to survive all of it and come out on the other side a stronger, braver, more resilient, more courageous version of you. I know that I have, and I have definitely learned some big lessons. I have definitely shifted my energy in a lot of ways, and it's really forced me to come back down to earth, which is going to be one of the big themes for, not necessarily for December in general, but just something that I want you to think about and reflect on as we head into 2026, because we're going to be starting a new cycle, a new year, and new themes, new energies are going to be available to you in the new year. And I think sometimes reflection is so powerful as we reach the end of a year and get ready to start a new one. And as you know, or maybe you don't know, but it's important to know that 2025 was a collective numerology year 9. The number 9 represents endings, completion, ending of a cycle, closure, finalizing things. And the number 1 represents the beginning of a new cycle, the beginning of something new, the beginning of a whole new 9-year cycle. In numerology, we move through these 9-year cycles. So we are ending a 9-year cycle, you guys. Whoa, pretty crazy, right? And this year brought to completion or culmination for you something in your life that really needed to end or be done or shift. And that could have been internal, that could have been external. So as you are heading into this month ahead, just sort of reflecting on how far you've come this year and what changed for you. Maybe it's pretty freaking obvious. I know for me it is. Maybe for you it's not so obvious and requires a little bit of self-reflection, but it is really interesting to think about the numerology and how we are starting a brand new 9-year cycle next year in 2026. Also, this was the year of the snake. In the Chinese zodiac, we were in the year of the snake. I am wearing my snake necklace today. It is no coincidence. Of course, it is a synchronicity. This has been one of the most powerful symbols for me this year because the snake represents transformation, shedding of the skin, becoming a whole new version of you, and clearing outdated patterns, clearing outdated beliefs, clearing outdated behaviors and ways of being, and again, shedding that skin and seeing what's underneath and transforming along with that. And we're moving into the year of the horse in 2026. I love horses. Spent a bit of time with horse medicine this year, meaning being around and riding horses actually quite a few times this year. And horses represent freedom, autonomy, sovereignty, forward movement, momentum, speed. So things are going to be picking up speed. And I know a lot of you are feeling just kind of the purging and the clearing of this year, and you're ready for new things. You're ready for that fresh start. You're ready to be seen. You're ready to shine. You're ready for things to really take off and take shape. And I feel that coming your way in 2026, but things needed to be detoxed from your field that were misaligned, that were maybe even weighing you down or keeping a lot of density in your energy field. Things needed to die, quite literally, so that you could be reborn this year and head into 2026 ready for forward movement, ready for momentum. But the guides are saying, like, take it a day at a time, take it a step at a time. December is not a month to rush, okay? It is not a month to rush, force things, push ahead, be too heavily in your masculine energy. It's really about taking it a day at a time. And you'll hear the theme of the month in just a moment here, but there is necessary reflection that is needed to help you see clearly where you are going into the new year. So the theme for December is ignite. This month is all about fire energy. And yes, it is Sagittarius season, at least for the majority of the month. But it's so much more than just that, because there is a spark that is being lit within you, a spark of something new, a spark of a new beginning, a spark of progress forward, a spark of hope for the future that is going to light the way for you as we head into 2026. But as you know, when creating a fire, a spark needs to a spark needs to be cultivated. It needs to be the flame needs to be fanned. It needs wood, it needs time, it needs effort, it needs consistency in order for that spark to grow into a consistent fire, and a big fire at that. So don't rush your spark, whatever that is for you. We'll talk about what that could be in just a moment here. But don't rush your spark. Don't rush to get ahead. Don't push, don't force, because you will burn yourself out. The guides are very clear about that. You will either get burned or you will burn yourself out. And that is going to be a big lesson for you if that's a pattern that you have, if you are not willing to slow down and try to do things a different way than you have in the past. And this year, in a lot of ways, for you is about slowing down to see and gain clarity before rushing to have an answer, before pushing to make a decision. Sometimes you need to slow down to process, to have it all figured out before you rush ahead into the next thing. So for me, this was a massive, massive lesson that I learned this year. I'm still navigating in a lot of ways. So I've been, for my astrology nerds out there, I have been going through this really intense astrology transit. Pluto, the planet of transformation, is squaring my Taurus rising, my Taurus ascendant. It has been for the last year and a half. I'm still going to be in this transit for a bit more time. And what it does is it brings to the surface my deepest feelings and awarenesses about things in my life. Sometimes in a very confronting way. Sometimes in a way that I can't ignore, I can't avoid it, I can't bypass it. And my patterning is I like to just move into the next thing. I like to get excited about an idea and move ahead with it. I like to say yes to things. I like to get excited about what's over here without fully dealing with what's right in front of me first. And so this transit has really been challenging me to slow down and to pay attention to what is Emily really feeling in the moment? What is Emily really thinking right now? What is best for Emily in the here and now? And making a decision and choice from that place versus from the desire to push and force ahead and avoid the feelings in the present moment. And the reason why I bring up my own personal transit is because I feel like this is such a good lesson for all of us, even if you're not going through that particular transit right now, is that this month deserves consistent time, patience, and effort. Fire energy can sometimes be explosive and fast and quick. And if you've ever been in an argument or if you've ever had some sort of conflict come up, sometimes you just want to deal with it quickly and get it over with. Or sometimes your feelings come up so fast and you say things in the moment that you don't really mean. In that context, that fire energy, that anger, or those feelings coming up, sometimes you just deal with it so fast that it happens before you really take the time to sit and think and feel. And so this month, because there is this element of fire that we're really working with, the guides are encouraging you to slow down to process before you communicate too quickly, or before you say yes to too many holiday events or too many things at once, or before you even try to explain or communicate how you feel, think about it, sit with it, take time before you get it all out there. Okay. So that's super, super important to allow this spark that's happening in your life to grow into something bigger. It needs love, it needs consistency, it needs time, it needs patience. And that is what is going to allow for a really joyous holiday season, I feel like. So I'm going to get into that here in just a moment. So, getting into this theme of ignite and igniting something new in your life, things may feel hot and intense, especially in the first 2 weeks of December. We'll just be coming off of a Mercury retrograde. If things had felt stagnant or slow, or perhaps like nothing is moving, or things really are falling away, or you're having just sort of these karmic, I spoke about that a lot on my YouTube channel, karmic circumstances coming up that were forcing you to heal or go inwards, you're going to start to feel with Sagittarius season a more outward desire to express yourself, getting out of the house, socializing, wanting to spend more time with people, wanting to put yourself out there, getting out of hermit and being seen. And maybe that's in your business, maybe that's at work, maybe that's just with friends and family and all kinds of events and things that you're excited about that you have going on. Letting yourself feel the joy and the anticipation of the season, but don't let the heat and the fire energy of the first 2 weeks of this month burn you out too quickly, because the guides are saying, I see you taking on too much at once. So I'm going to start going through some tarot cards here. As always, take what resonates and leave the rest. I, of course, have to use one of my favorite decks of all time, you guys, the Yuletide Tarot. The Yuletide Tarot, I got this last year. I love it so much. I don't know what it is about the energy of this deck. Again, it's one of my favorites of all time. It speaks to me. Like, this deck really speaks to my soul. I just feel like I have such a relationship with it. And when I pulled the cards out for the first time this year to do this episode, I just felt the spirit of the cards, like, so excited to be pulled out of my selection of oracle cards to be used, to be opened. The cards are really excited to share these messages with you. So highly recommend getting this deck. I will leave the link for it below in the show notes. It is from Amazon. So be wary of taking on too much at once. We have the Four of Cheer here. This is the Four of Cups. You will disappoint yourself. You will burn yourself out if you are not discerning with your decisions. If you are saying yes to too many things, if you are letting other people run the show, if you are trying to stay too busy, there will come a point in time where you feel like you just can't. And you need to be aware of that. Be careful not to overdo it. The guides are saying things that can be too hot too fast can burn out too fast. So instead of burning the candle at both ends, allow that spark to ignite into a nice, small, cozy little fire. Fan the flames, tend the fire, and let the fire grow throughout the course of this month. There's no need to rush it. There's no need to force it. Yes, of course, maybe there are deadlines with the holidays or work deadlines or business deadlines. But can you be more discerning with what you say yes to instead of trying to do all of it and then not sleeping and not eating enough and not taking care of yourself? Can you find a way to prioritize your needs, your health, taking care of you, while also doing everything that you know that you need to do? And I shouldn't even say everything. That wasn't even the right word. While doing the most important things that matter, that you know that you need to get done. So, so, so important. Because there is a background energy this month, 9 of Canes, which is the 9 of Swords. The 9 of Swords is the card of anxiety and mental health. So there is an element of worry and being in your head and being anxious about everything on your plate this month, about doing too much. And I would just want you to be aware of that, because there is going to be a tendency to be a little bit too much in your head and not in the present moment. And I just feel like this collective tiredness, this exhaustion heading into the second half of the month around the holidays. Just be aware of your health. Again, your health is wealth, right? So if your intuition is telling you, ooh, it may not be a good idea for us to go to this event because I could get sick and then I may sabotage myself and not be able to go to this other event that I'm actually really excited about. So say no to the first event if you're afraid you're going to get sick. Or if you're nervous about participating in something that you don't think you have the capacity for, don't participate. Say no. You don't have to do it. I feel like that's an important lesson, that even as adults, the older you get, you're so afraid to disappoint people. Like, you're so afraid to disappoint people. You feel so guilty when you're saying no. And that's one thing that I've been doing a lot of work around lately is, how can I let go of the Catholic guilt? My listener, if you were raised Catholic or went to Catholic school, you know the Catholic guilt. It is an experience of this intense feeling of desperately wanting to make everybody happy, aka people pleasing, right? Another way to put it is people pleasing. And ultimately, you just end up betraying yourself and hurting yourself in the process when you say yes to things when you really mean to say no. Or when you say yes to things that you wish you could attend or do, but you just don't have the energy to do them or to show up. And it's better that you disappoint someone in the moment or you say no in the moment than it is to get yourself all wrapped up in something that would not be a good fit for you when you may end up just getting hurt in the process. So say no. It's going to be okay. You're going to get plenty of invitations this month. Like, I feel like you're going to be busy. There's a busy energy here. There's going to be an amount of busyness to this holiday season, and you're going to need to manage your energy and manage your emotions. And the guides are even saying manage your expectations. Don't put such high expectations on yourself to be doing the most, okay? I know you, my listener, I know you like to be trying to do as much as you possibly can. But you don't need to be operating from that energy. Sometimes that comes from an old program, an old place where you are sourcing your self-worth from what you do and your productivity and how you are of service to others and what you contribute to your family. And sometimes you think that the harder you work, the more you're going to get rewarded in return. Well, it doesn't need to be that way, and it doesn't need to feel that way. I found for myself through working with Psych K, which is the modality that you guys know that I love, I found that I was running a program where I was sabotaging myself from things that were actually really good for me. I would develop some kind of like temporary illness or perhaps some kind of avoidant pattern to avoid the things that were really good for me, joyful things. And also to try to put myself into overworking mode, to work more in order to get more results. And that just isn't the case. You can work smarter and not harder, you guys. So that's one of your big themes this month, all right? Don't burn that candle at both ends. Be patient with yourself. Be consistent with your effort instead of these like big, massive bursts of energy. And we also have the 8 of good cheer here. There's a man here with lots of cocktails on this card. The man here and this is the 8 of cups, by the way. The man here with all of the cocktails is trying to avoid a situation that he knows is not good for him by drinking too many Christmas cocktails. And this card is all about walking away from things that are not good for you, whether that be the overindulgent behavior or whether that be a pattern of escaping or numbing out. So here's the thing, you guys. This is one of the big lessons I've been learning the last few months that I really wanted to talk about on this episode. Sometimes in the spiritual community, we can fall into a trap where we find ourselves pulled too deeply into the delusion of the spiritual experience. We find ourselves seeing constant signs, pulling all of the cards, obsessing over seeing what we want to see, seeing this projected potential reality of something that we are desiring or wanting or craving or trying to manifest. And so we get ourselves so caught up in the storyline of the spiritual delusion. I myself have been there. It's true. As a Pisces, sometimes I tend to like to live in my desired expectation of something that I want, in the potential of something that I want. And that is a big, hard lesson that I've been kicked in the ass with many, many times. So many times over the last couple of years, where I need to come down from my candy-coated spiritual cloud of fluff and come down to earth, down to reality of what is right in front of me, what is the clear third dimensional thing that is sitting right in front of me. And this is an astrology transit that we've been going through since July, since 4th of July weekend. Neptune has been in retrograde. Neptune will station direct this month in December. And so you are coming back down to earth, back down to reality of how things really are. And so the last few months, Neptune has been showing you things maybe you don't really want to see or you don't really want to acknowledge, or you're trying to see the potential. You're trying to see like, oh my God, like, yes, this thing that I'm in my imagination about that I'm so excited about, I am believing it to be true, but the guides are urging you to be fully present in your body, in what you, not just what you feel in your body, because your feelings can also sometimes create confusion in the field. Not just what you feel, but what you see, what you witness, what is physically there, the physical evidence. If we look at this thing on paper, is it good for me or not? Is this real? Is this true? Is this actually working or not? A good example of this are finances, right? We can be in the spiritual manifestation and the excitement of manifesting the money, and we can be seeing all the 888s in the world, and we can be seeing the signs and pulling the money cards, and we can get so excited about the money. But then we are not willing to actually look at the bank account and the numbers and what's right there in front of us. Coming down to earth, seeing the truth of where you are at now. And being so compassionate and loving with yourself, with where you are at now, or where a specific situation or where a specific thing is now, in reality, is going to change your freaking life. Versus if you are keeping yourself in this trap of this idealized spiritual future potential manifestation, come down to earth a little bit. This for me, again, it's been such a big lesson because as a spiritual being having a human experience, Of course, are the signs real? They're real, yes. Are the messages from your spirit guides real? Of course they freaking are. Yes, they are. And also, the signs need to be met with reality. Both things need to be clear and true and present in this moment. Otherwise, you can get yourself and your head all caught up in this desired future outcome that may never come to fruition if you are not doing the work. If you are not showing up consistently in your life and taking the action and the initiative necessary to manifest that specific thing. So the Eight of Good Cheer is warning you, don't get caught up in the idealized future potential outcome. Bring yourself back down to earth, down to reality in this now moment. What's happening right now? What's right in front of you? And then meeting yourself there. You're going to save yourself so much time. You're going to realize the truth of a connection or a relationship that you're in. You're going to realize the truth of the direction of a project you're working on. You're going to realize the truth, the clarity. And that Neptune retrograde has been trying to steer you there all along. And if you find yourself coming down to earth and it feels uncomfortable in the moment, it's going to feel uncomfortable. But it absolutely will play out in your highest favor. Because what if, here's where I'm going to challenge you on this. If you're listening to this and you're so freaking resistant and you're like, but Emily, I've been getting all of the signs and like, I know this is going to happen. It might, but what if there's something even better? What if there's something even better that is being created for you right now? The universe is working so freaking hard to co-create with you on your behalf. But you are keeping your mind so close, your human perception so close to this one specific outcome and how you think it's going to go, that you are not willing to see anything else. And you're just trapping yourself. You are that Eight of Swords. You are trapped in your own court, your own limitations, your own blinders. You are not seeing any other possibilities. Can we marry the intuition and the spiritual experience with the earthly third dimensional reality? Can we get excited about possibility without closing our mind off to the trillions of possibilities that are out there? Because I guarantee you that if you are living your life in a sort of delusional, desired future outcome, you are so specific to what you want that you are not giving the universe room to co-create with you. You are forcing, you are pushing, you are trying to be in control. It is another manifested control pattern. Let go of the wheel, let go of the control. Be willing to see things differently. Spend time with people who challenge you and who challenge your perception of reality. That's one thing that I've been trying to do in November, is spend time with people whose brains think differently than my own. And it's really causing me to think and to see things from different perspectives, which challenges my own perspective and also helps me embody more of my own truth and be more open to other differing possibilities that I may not have seen before. So bring yourself back down to earth. You will thank yourself for it. Because there's so much freaking potential for you here. There's so much potential. Three of Candles. This is the Three of Wands. You are seeing a vision for 2026. You are seeing the reality of where you're at now, and you are making a plan. You are coming up with a plan or an outline or a way of moving forward that is real, that is tangible, and that is physically manifested. This guy over here, he's got his 3 candles and he is looking out at that beautiful Christmas tree and he is thinking of his future and his vision, but he's also holding on to that candle because he knows that he's going to need to take initiative and action to actually get there. And you know that to get the thing that you're craving in 2026, there's going to need to be some action that you take. And that this card is reminding you of that. And also showing you the possibilities. I don't call myself a portal of possibility for nothing. That's all part of the process here, you guys. That is all part of the process. So the next message that is really important here, we have the Two of Candles. So this is the Two of Wands. It's really important that you take time to celebrate how far you've come this year. So the woman on this card is writing Christmas cards to all of her family and friends. And she's letting them know what has happened for her this year. And she's filling people in on what's going on in her life and where she's at. And before you rush into that future vision that we were just talking about and your future plan, it's also really important that you take time this month to reflect on how far you've come and to share those wins. Like, I just had a conversation with a friend this past weekend where I told him that my business has grown by a certain percentage this year, and I'm really proud of that. And just all of these things that I've done. I've lost a lot of weight this year. I've reached a lot of goals this year, and I'm really proud of myself. And my friend was like, "Are you kidding? Like, celebrate yourself. You've done so many things this year, and you're like barely recognizing it, and you need people to celebrate you." And I was like, "Yeah, you're right. Yes, thank you." And sometimes you forget that, you really forget that. You forget to take that time to celebrate yourself. And especially if you've had a really freaking challenging, wildly transformative, intense year, celebrate yourself and your whatever has shifted in your life, no matter how big or how small. Even if there's small internal things that have changed, even if your perspective, your outlook has changed. Maybe you're surrounded by a completely new set of people. Maybe you moved this year. Maybe you finally started making some progress in your business. Maybe you rebranded your business. Maybe you got your website set up. Maybe you started doing readings this year. Like, whatever the thing is, you've done something. Not even just done something, you've become someone. And that deserves to be celebrated. So don't forget to celebrate yourself, all right? When you're rushing through life and just on to the next thing, you're not giving yourself the opportunity to receive what's here and now. And the guides really want you to receive what's here and now. There's so many good things. So those are all of your cautionary messages, right? Those are all of the things this month. The guides are like, really be aware of burning yourself out, doing too much, saying yes to too many things. Be aware of this energy that's really sparking this hot flame, this hot fire focus this month. Also, this spark, getting back to that theme at the beginning of this episode, the spark that is being ignited for you. So there are a few things here that I'm excited to share. We have both the King of Candles and the Queen of Candles. They both flew out of the deck at me. King of Wands, Queen of Wands. These are the fire cards. The King of Wands, the Queen of Wands. I really think of these two people being very freedom-focused, entrepreneurial, very driven, ambitious, successful. They're different than the Pentacles in terms of the King and Queen cards. They're different. The Wand cards are different than the Pentacle cards because the Wands are really all about creativity and charisma and enthusiasm and zest for life. Pentacles are a little bit more earthy, down to earth, focused on the practical matters, focused on the analytical, logical thinking mind. So fire energy, fire signs are a bit more emotional than that. There's this sort of creative, emotional frequency that's behind this. So you are going to be stepping into this archetype this month. either the King of Wands, the Queen of Wands, or you could be meeting someone or people that represent this energy that help ignite that spark within you. So that could be a new friend or acquaintance, that could be a love interest, that could be a new mentor or coach or teacher, or that could be again you. This could be what you are embodying within yourself this month. You can feel that drive, that ambition, especially if you have felt like the month of November really had you in hermit mode, really had you doing things a little bit more behind the scenes, really had you inwardly focused. December is a bit of a more expressive, outwardly focused energy. It's a bit more of a extroverted, putting yourself out there, seeing and be seen kind of energy. When I think of the fire signs, Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries, I think of these signs, these people who embody these energies are very creative and intuitive and emotional and passionate in a very driven, outwardly focused way. They're often connecting with people. They're wanting to be seen. They're wanting to help others be seen. And so I really see you embodying that, but you have to give yourself permission to do so. And we also have the Queen of Pentacles here. So this is the Queen of Gifts. This is the Queen of Pentacles. This is that more analytical, mental focused card, but the Pentacles are all about manifestation and money and abundance. And so I feel like you're really making an effort towards your financial goals. You're receiving, you are really in the energy of receiving this month. Like there is something new that is manifesting for you in terms of wealth, money, abundance, success. There's a big goal that you're reaching. Maybe you're coming to the end of the year, you're reaching a big business goal. Maybe you're getting a promotion or a bonus. Maybe you're getting some kind of big financial gift, or there's some sort of lift that's coming in your financial future, or maybe you're paying off a loan, or you're getting money, you're being loaned money that helps you invest in something. Like there is some financial something here, some sort of abundance here that's ready to come in for you this month. So that's also really exciting. And for some of you, we also have the mistletoe card. We also have the love card. This is the lover's card in the deck. So potential for new love, potential for new connections and partnerships. So that spark being ignited could be a financial one. It could be a new idea that grows into some big financial abundance, or that spark could be a new relationship, or it could be reigniting the spark in your current relationship. It could even be the deepening of an existing commitment, an existing bond. I feel though that, again, this does feel like a new energy, a new spark. So I feel like this, for most of you listening, is something new. There is like a freshness. There is something that's going to get started in December that is going to carry with you into 2026. And that spark that ignites this month, it is going to give you so much hopefulness for the future, especially as we head into the winter months and the winter season here in the Northern Hemisphere, which is not always the most fun time of the year, depending on if you like snow or if you like the cold, or depending on where you live. Hopefully you're in a warm place. I am not. But when we are in the darkest time of the year, when we are in the winter solstice, having something that ignites that spark within you, that passion, that drive, that zest for life, can really fuel you through, lights the way through the difficult winter months. And it may need to come from within you. It may need to come from within you. So don't be waiting for the spark to come from outside of you, from something else. It starts from within. The moment that you get your own spark back is the moment that you are met with a vibrational match for that spark. Trust me, I know this firsthand. I have really been on a journey of getting my spark back this year, and it has been returned to me tenfold, I must say. So get your spark back. If you need help with that, we are going to segue here into me sharing some exciting business offers with you, and then we will get into the rest of the energy forecast. It is an awesome time to sign up for one-on-one mentorship with Emily the Mystic. I am starting all new clients in 2026 with my Kairos 3-month mentorship experience. Kairos is based on the divine concept of divine timing. And it is all about helping you align with your highest divine timeline. Right now, you may be working and living in an energy where you are repeating the same patterns. You are operating from the same subconscious limiting beliefs, the same karmic patterns, the same old stuff that has been miring you and weighing you down for months or years. And I'm a specialist at digging into whatever that is, figuring it out, helping you see the pattern at its root, and working with the Akashic Records and Psych-K to help shift your energy, your vibration, and your mental state to see things differently, to help you with the emotional experience, to help change your reality, to help you get your spark back, because it starts from within you. And when that spark gets lit from within, people notice and people take notice and you become magnetic. And that's how you attract the opportunities and things that you're desiring. So the Kairos mentorship, one-on-one, you can place a deposit to work with me in 2026, or you can book a consultation call. I will leave the link for that below. Also, if you are a spiritual single lady listening to this podcast episode and you are wanting to manifest love in 2026, or now for the holiday season, we are getting started on December 18th with our first call. I have never done a love or relationships mentorship before. This is my first one. I am so excited to teach about it. I have learned so much over the last few months since ending a relationship and being single again. And I don't feel like there are enough spiritual teachers out there who are guiding women on the third dimensional aspects of dating. Like, there is no one out there talking about actually putting yourself out there to date people in real life. It's all focused on this sort of like fluffy divine union, like let's meet your divine counterpart in the 5D and meditation and visualize being in their energy kind of thing. And that's fun. And like, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you are doing that and you're not freaking leaving your house and like trying to meet people, how are you going to manifest your person? Like, how are you going to meet them? And like, yes, it is possible. I know, because I've had clients challenge me on this. It is possible to meet your person out of the blue one day, or to have someone show up at your door. For sure. We're not closing off to possibilities. But to become a vibrational match for the love that you're craving, you're going to need to put yourself out there, because it sends a signal out to the universe that you are open to connection. And if you are in hermit, you are hiding, you are keeping yourself hidden, you are stuck in your old patterns, it's going to be challenging for you to change and find a different result. Or you may be attracting the same kind of person and dating the same kind of person over and over and over again. And that's also not fun. I've been there too. We don't love that. We don't love repeating the same relationship patterns. So I'm going to be helping you with both of those things. I'm going to be helping you learn how to date as a spiritual woman, how to frame your dating profile, how to talk to people on dates. Like, there's so many things that can come up. I know, because I've been there. And I can help you change your energy and manifest a different result. So Spiritual and Single, we begin December 18th. It is going to be so freaking fun, a judgment-free zone. Bring all of your crazy stories about your situationships and your twin flame and like all the people that you've dated. I am so here for it. I am all ears. We're going to have such a good time together. We're going to be manifesting love together. It's going to be a grand old time. So I will leave the link for that below in the show notes. And of course, you can sign up for a reading with me, or a Psych-K session, or a package of Psych-K sessions if you want to shift your subconscious mind and your limiting beliefs as we head into the new year. I am all here for it, and I am here for you. So that's what's going on in the Emily the Mystic business world right now. And of course, don't forget to check out the YouTube channel for more channeled messages just like this one. Getting back to the podcast episode, Don't forget, we have the winter solstice on December 21st. This is the shortest day of the year. I find that this day is very heightened spiritually for me. I tend to have pretty crazy experiences around it. I do like to spend some time on that day in meditation, writing down my intentions of what I want to manifest for the new year, working on my vision board. I just feel like that magical pocket of time between the winter solstice and New Year's itself. Yes, it is the holidays. Yes, it is Christmas, but the vibration of the planet is so high because people who celebrate the season are excited and joyful for the most part. And of course, yes, like sometimes the holidays can bring up hard times and hard feelings, and not everybody loves them. But in general, I feel like it's a very spirited, positive time of the year before the low of January hits. So I like to use that to my advantage and to work with that energy to get clear on my own goals and my own mission and my own vision for my life in 2026. So I love that window of time. I also typically go offline, take time away from social media. So don't forget about that. Don't forget about making that time and space your own to reflect on where you've come from, to celebrate your goals, to celebrate your wins, to celebrate who you've become since January of 2025, and to start creating the vision from a very grounded third dimensional place. So maybe getting back to that message earlier that I was saying of kind of breaking yourself out of the spiritual delulu, maybe your vision is more grounded and down to earth with a more tangible outcome that's possible for you. So if you've been trying to manifest something that's so out of reach and it just has you running and chasing your tail, maybe you're going to approach your vision setting from a more practical, more down to earth, more in the present moment, mature lens. And maybe that ends up helping you make the right connections and approach things differently so that you don't feel, because sometimes when we're trying for such a big goal or a big dream, we can make ourselves feel less than or not good enough in the process. And that's not healthy either. So we want to make sure that our goals and our visions are actionable. I actually don't tend to make a big vision board for the full year. I like to make my vision boards quarter by quarter, season by season sometimes. So I'll be working on my Q1 vision for myself and getting really clear on what that looks like. And that to me feels so much more tangible to manifest than like everything for 2026. So I personally take it a quarter at a time. And in terms of the physical, tangible thing that I like to do, I like to create a Pinterest vision board. And then I take those pictures and I put them onto a Canva wallpaper thing that I use as the background on the wallpaper of my phone or my laptop, or I'll print it out. And I just love having that. Typically, I manifest like 99% of what I put on there because I see it all the time. And I'm a visual person, so that really works for me. But again, I'm not creating some outlandish, crazy vision board that's so far out of reach. It's like very tangible. It's, oh, I want to go on this trip in Q1. So I'm going to make sure that I have a representation of that trip that I really want to book for Q1 on the vision board. Or, oh, there's this really specific thing I want to buy for my house. I'm going to put that on the vision board. Like I had a picture of this sick snake rug that I really wanted to buy for my living room. I put that on the vision board for Q3, manifested it, right? So that's just some little examples. I don't do crazy big manifestations. I really focus on the tangible. What can I manifest next based on where I'm at right now? And then I go from there. So we'll be doing some manifestation work, some energy work in the Emily the Mystic membership on 12/12. So make sure to come to the 12/12 portal call because we'll be talking about this and so much more in the membership. So I will leave the link for that in the show notes. Overall, just to wrap us up here for the month of December, I see a few things for us that I'm really excited about. We have the Four of Candles, the Four of Wands here. This is a card of harmony and having a really stable foundation around you. Your foundation really needed to crumble this year in 2025 to rebuild from a stronger, more firm foundation in 2026. So enjoy the beginnings of this new foundation that you've been building for yourself. It's going to be really good. And you're going to feel like you can enjoy yourself. We have the Sun card. They're toasting, they're enjoying ice skating. The sun is setting. It's a beautiful winter evening. You're really going to be enjoying yourself this month. We also have the Four of Canes, the Four of Swords, which is all about rest. You're going to have some time for rest if you make time for rest. So I feel like a lot of balance. There's a lot of balanced energy. And then finally, we have the Page of Cups, which is all about new ideas and your vision for the future. So with all of that being said, I'm excited about this month ahead. I'm really excited about igniting that spark. I'm really excited about you building a new foundation for yourself that is going to take you into the new year. And if things in your foundation still need to crumble, you still need to make some changes, it's never too late. Trust your timing, trust your intuition. You will know. You will know when you're ready to end the relationship or change things up in the friendship or change things up in your business or shift different dynamics in your life. But remember that it is ultimately for you to help you build a stronger foundation within yourself so that you can be set up for success with manifesting that vision board of yours in the beginning of the year in 2026. All right, so let's get some individual messages. Why don't we? As always, I love to give you an individual message of what you need to know for yourself for your custom forecast for the month ahead. And so we have 3 colors here, as we always do. Color number 1, and you're going to pick one of the 3 colors. Use your intuition. Pick the color that you feel drawn the most to. That is going to correspond with a specific message and cards that are the forecast for you ahead for the month, this month. So the 3 colors are green, red, gold. Green, red, gold. Okay. So for my people who selected green, we pulled from the Yule, Seasons of the Witch, Yule Oracle, the Solstice card, the Winter Solstice card, card number 34. Solstice, keywords, ignited fire within, finding self and truth. I swear to God, I did not pull these before I did this energy forecast. These were pulled after. We all experience times when you feel the need to retreat, hide, and lick your wounds. This is especially true after experiencing a betrayal, displacement, a significant life change, or a loss. Slipping away into the darkness is a critical part of healing. So perhaps that was your month during the month of November, or perhaps that's been a big storyline for you this year. Loss, endings, change, recalibration, your foundation being stripped away so that you can be able to rebuild a new one. So this allows you time away from other people's often critical eye to break down and purge the emotional weight you're carrying. However, this is super important, you guys. One must be One must be careful about spending too much time in the healing space. You can become lost in the comfort of darkness and forget to come back to the light where others have the joy of basking in your glory. Solstice asks you to permit yourself to let your inner light shine. You've hidden your beauty for far too long. You may be feeling vulnerable and afraid, but know that there are people out there who want what you have to offer. Having a breakdown isn't a fun process, but building yourself back up can be a truly liberating and beautiful experience. It's time to rise from the ashes, Sacred One, and allow yourself to fly. And the guides want to be really clear that this is not what's ahead for you. This is what's behind you. So if you're pulling this card, you have been in a healing cave. You have been deep in it. You've been doing the work. You've been maybe hiding or hermiting. And the guides are saying it's time to put yourself out there again. It's time to come out of the cave. It's time to focus your energy on something else. Sometimes we can get caught in the spiritual trap of constantly healing and looking for problems to fix and looking for things within ourselves to solve. And you are not broken. You are not a constant project, right? You are so loved just for being you. And It's all about balance. So your tarot card for the month is the Temperance card. In this deck, it is the Balance card. I'm going to read what it says from the book. Balance, moderation, self-control, and limitation. In traditional tarot, this is the Temperance card and signifies the power of moderation. So it's all about patience, and it's all about having the opportunity to balance your time and energy. So with this message, you really want to make sure that you're pacing yourself. Don't rush out of the healing cave so fast that you feel raw and exposed and vulnerable, and then you just get yourself hurt again, and then you go back in the healing cave. That's also not going to be good for you. But take small steps outside. When you think about your comfort zone, instead of taking a big leap outside of it, what's one little baby step that you could take? Maybe it's even just going out and getting a coffee tomorrow. Maybe that shifts your energy enough to help you take a big step outside of the comfort zone. So it's all about balance. And the more that you're able to balance the healing and being in the cave with putting yourself out there, socializing, being more extroverted, enjoying the season, you're going to feel so much better for it. So don't stay hidden and in hiding forever. I love that for you. If you chose the color red, your oracle card of the month is the Mother Mary card. Mother Mary is visiting you. Card number 23. Keywords: mother, nurturing energy, wisdom. Mother Mary is known as the seat of wisdom, and when she appears in your spread, she guides you to seek wisdom in the divine powers that be. The universe, God, spirit, the all-powerful creator, your spirit guides, what you name this power doesn't matter. What is important is that you know you can call on this force anytime you are in need. The universe will lift your spirits, comfort you in hard times, and guide you on your path when you are lost. Just like a loving mother will always be there for you in your time of need. Additionally, this card reminds you that we all have feminine energy. This energy is nurturing, peaceful, and moves mountains with a soft and gentle touch. Your situation requires you to trust that all will be well. You cannot move forward with force. To do so will only destroy the magic that is already making its way to you. This is especially true if you are feeling overwhelmed or burnt out. Be still and let the universe support you. I love that so much. And to go along with it, we have the Holly King. The Holly King is the Emperor in this particular deck. And the Emperor represents the divine masculine energy. So you're being asked to balance your masculine and your feminine energy this month. The giving and the receiving, the intuition with the practicality. You're being asked to let go of the wheel, but also to lean into your intuition and take action and initiative to create what you want. I've been on a huge journey this year of really harmonizing these energies within myself. And the more that I do, the more that I create a firm foundation from within that allows me to show up in such a powerful way in my life, a powerful and empowered way for me, but also for everybody else around me. So you are being asked to harmonize the masculine and the feminine energies. And to give yourself a little bit of structure this holiday season. Perhaps you need to have the concrete to-do list and the calendar and to have the plan in place in order for your holiday season to go smoothly. So you're being asked to embody both the feminine and the masculine and to look for those energies from within yourself versus looking for them outside of yourself. And to really back up the message, I also had a second card jump out at me. We have the Three of Gifts, which is the Three of Pentacles. And you can see, I'm holding up the card here. She's actively working on a Christmas gift, a craft. She's creating something. So you're being asked to take action from this place. You're being asked to be in the masculine of having the structure and also in the feminine of allowing for the divine to come meet you where you are. to bring those manifestations into your life. But you need both the initiative and the surrender for that to take place. And finally, if you chose gold, your card is Dove Medicine, card number 10. Dove Medicine, card number 10. Keywords: forgiveness, freedom, new beginnings. Doves are gentle creatures associated with purity, freedom, and peace. Forgiveness is the dove's greatest gift, and it is through forgiving that peace and freedom can be obtained. Holding on to the past is a type of prison, keeping you trapped within things that no longer exist. Perhaps you've been replaying your situation in your mind, or maybe past hurts have prevented you from welcoming new experiences into your life. Dove Medicine guides you to spread your wings and fly away from the heartache of the past. Allow yourself to forgive those who have caused you pain. Forgiveness isn't for their benefit, but for yours. As you release the old, you make space to learn to trust again and to welcome loving relationships that will support you. So, your holiday season may be all about forgiveness. And if you are holding on to old wounds or hurts, you're holding on to the past, maybe this holiday season is bringing up some stuff from the last few years, or even old repressed things or old repressed family drama, to give yourself the grace to let it go. Sometimes you can be holding things against yourself. And is there a mistake that you need to forgive yourself for? Is there a misstep? Or maybe you are holding on to guilt for hurting someone's feelings. Maybe you need to forgive yourself first in order to be able to move forward. So the guides are saying that if you're holding on to the burden of being in the past and holding a grudge and holding something against someone else, that's only holding you back. And the more that you can give yourself permission to say, you know what, this is in the past. I need to keep the past in the past. I need to feel my feelings around this. I need to let this anger go. The more that you can move forward. But you have to give yourself permission to do that first and to let it go. And I know that's not always easy, but that's what you're being asked to do this month. And we also have the Queen of Canes, which is the Queen of Swords. So this is all about the mind. This is all about using your intellect. So I feel like if you've been in the feels, if you've really been in your emotions around a specific situation, you've been feeling it, you're really just like in it and feeling it, this card is telling you to think about your feelings. Instead of like constantly being in the emotional experience and the intensity of something, take a step back and see it from a different perspective. Analyze it and think about it instead of feel it. Sometimes we're too much in the emotional experience of the past. And sometimes we need to see things for what they really frickin' are so that we can move forward. And we can see that the thing that we thought that we wanted isn't a good fit for us. Or we can see that someone betrayed us or hurt us because maybe there were specific reasons why they did that, or maybe there's a factual reason why that happened, or maybe things were out of your control, or maybe your friend did the best, or your significant other did the best that they could at that time, or maybe your family member tried their hardest at that time, or maybe they didn't. And maybe, again, you need to see things from a different perspective instead of being so much in the feeling of it. So you're being asked to think through things logically versus feeling it all of the time. And also to communicate and talk about it, because the Queen of Swords is such a communication-focused card that once you have that mental clarity, don't be afraid to talk out how you feel and your new realized analysis with a therapist, a coach, a mentor, someone like me, or even with a trusted friend. Talk about it. Don't hold it within. Get it out of your field. Get it out of your system. And also we have the Seven of Cups. So I asked the guides, what can this person do who's in this energy? What can they do to move forward? And I pulled the Seven of Cups, which is all about focusing on the possibilities and the future and to not keep yourself in the past. Because if you are living in the past, you are not in the present moment and you are not focused on what could be. And sometimes if we are repeating the past again and again and again, We are blind to all of the other ways that the universe wants to meet us, all of the ways that the universe wants to manifest and co-create with us, because we are keeping our attention focused on one specific thing that we are stuck and mired in. But cut yourself out of it. Free yourself from it. This month, this fire energy is ultimately focused on creativity and freedom. And lighting that spark from within is going to help you get there. The guides are showing me you lighting that spark from within. It almost burns the cord that you've been trapping yourself in. It burns that away so that you can see things from a new perspective, which helps you step into the new year, into 2026, with a whole new outlook on life, a whole new optimism, a whole new enthusiasm, and a whole new vision for the future. And by the way, if you feel like anything in your life is weighing you down or holding you down, or is exhausting or draining you, it's probably draining and siphoning your life force energy. So can you set boundaries? Can you communicate better? Can you prioritize your time differently? Can you change up your habits, your activities, the way that you show up so that you are not keeping yourself so stuck and trapped in something that may not be a good fit for you any longer? Free yourself. Being trapped is an illusion. Trust me, as someone who felt very trapped for a very long time, I realized the only thing keeping me trapped was myself. And perhaps this month is going to light that spark within you to show you and to help you see clearly that the only thing keeping you trapped is you. Free yourself. The biggest gift you can give yourself this holiday season is your own freedom to see things differently. Put the past feelings aside. Forgive yourself, forgive others. God knows we could use a little bit more of that in this world. And know that you are so worthy and deserving of all of the blessings that you know that you want in your life. They're so within reach for you. But free yourself first from where you are keeping yourself trapped in your own limitations, in your own glass ceiling of what's possible. Trust me, it's not easy, but I've been there, I've done it, and my life has completely changed forever for the better, and I know yours will too. So that is my final message of the year for these energy forecasts, at least for the monthly ones. I'll see you. The next one will be in January of 2026, which will be incredible. You'll see me on other podcast episodes this month. Don't you worry. And if you want to hang out with me one-on-one, join the Kairos mentorship, join Spiritual and Single, join the Emily the Mystic membership, come to the 1212 call, find more channeled messages on my YouTube page. There's so much available for you this month, so many little things that I'm sprinkling on your path to have some magic in your life this holiday season. Above all else, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. You guys, I have grown my business over 25% this year. This is the best year I've had financially. I'm so fucking proud of myself. And I did it. I literally did it because I decided to step into a version of me that is so empowered, that says no to the things and the people and the circumstances that are not good for me, who's not afraid of disappointing people, who is not afraid of the guilt when it comes to disappointing people, who is not afraid of saying no to things that aren't right, who is not afraid of walking away from things that are not a vibrational match, who is not afraid of being outspoken on social media, who is not afraid of putting herself out there and being seen as crazy or weird or, who cares what people think of me. The more I am me, the more my business grows, the more success I have. And I want the same for you. So I'm so excited to see what you create in the new year. Peace, love, and blessings. Happy holidays. And I'll see you in the next episode. Perhaps the portal for 2025 is closed.